Ash Media's coverage of Snap-on Kalgoorlie's Australian Street Stock Championship is proudly brought to you by Speedway Sedans Australia. And Freddie Kinsella and John Ryan lead them down the main straight the first time. And one car going high, white and handsome, is the 16 of Jack Barnwell. So it's Kinsella, Barnwell, John Ryan, Michael McCaig. Barry Roberts is going back through the field. Donna Vanzetti goes up to 5th place. It's Freddie Kinsella, the race leader. Donna Vanzetti has just about spun herself out. One car has gone around about face. That's Jason Jewell in car number 18. The yellow lights have come on. And we have ourselves a stoppage in heat 14.
The microphone ready to call another race. Heat 14.
Set for dispatch out of turn 4. Complete restart. They're away and racing. John Ryan and Freddie Kinsella get the best of the start. On the outside is car number 16, Jack Barnwell. So Jack Barnwell's going to get a tremendous split between Freddie Kinsella and John Ryan. It was like a parting of the seas. Barry Roberts goes into 3rd place. Michael McCaig on the outside. Freddie Kinsella fights back and takes back the lead. So move into the main straight. Kinsella and Barnwell cross the line together. The margin is 0.068 of a second. Kinsella on the inside, Barnwell the outside. Back in 3rd place would be that of Peter Herbert. Herbie Herbert's come from a little bit further back in the field too, I think you'll find. And out of position 5 has jumped up to 3rd. Barry Roberts in 4th place, then Jason Jewell in 5th. In fact, it's not Barry Roberts, it's 161, the little Nissan Skyline of David Francis. So he's come out of position 9 up to 4, so there's been plenty of positional changes. And David Padmore, who started off the back, is up to position 6. So there's plenty going forward and there's a few going backwards, but it's Jack Barnwell who's back in front. Freddie Kinsella in 2nd. Jason Jewell, incidentally, has the quick lap of the race. He's in 5th. So it's Barnwell, Kinsella, Herbert. Back then to Francis and Jason Jewell. Then Barry Roberts 6th, Padmore 7th. Donna Vanzetti, Michael McCaig. Josh Davies is 2nd last. And John Ryan, who is in car 42, started on pole. He's last at the moment. So Jack Barnwell and Freddie Kinsella continue to go door handle to door handle into the main straight. Freddie Kinsella and Barnwell. The margin is 0.005 of a second, if you don't mind. Peter Herbert is 3rd. Jason Jewell is 4th. And David Francis 5th. Barnwell's back in front. Down the back straight, Barnwell is just ahead of Freddie Kinsella, who fights back on the outside. The margin was 0.005. It's not going to be much more this time around. Herbert and Jewell run 3rd and 4th. Back to 161, David Francis. Padmore's up to 6th. You can throw a blanket over the top 4. Back then to Barry Roberts in 7th place. So move down the back straight. Jason Jewell goes underneath the Peter Herbert. He also tries to go underneath the Freddie Kinsella, but the problem was Freddie Kinsella's fighting on the outside of Jack Barnwell for the lead, as now Jewell gets underneath of Kinsella, goes into 2nd place, and Kinsella goes back to 4th because on the inside of him went Peter Herbert. So it's all happening here. And how Herbert and Kinsella just didn't hit each other has got me absolutely beaten, as the little Nissan Skyline pokes his nose underneath of Herbert and goes into 4th place. So ever-changing fortunes in heat number 14 of the Australian title with 5 laps to go. Out in front now it's the 16 car of Jack Barnwell. 2nd place it's the 18 of Jason Jewell. Now they're coming up to lap John Ryan. Back in 3rd place it's Freddie Kinsella, David Francis, Peter Herbert, then David Padmore. As they come out of Pitts Bend once again, there'll be 4 to go this time around. John Ryan is getting the passing flag. So Barnwell and Jason Jewell go underneath of him. Ryan pulls up towards the top of the track to let the leaders through. 3rd place Kinsella, then Francis. 5th place is Peter Herbert, then David Padmore. As one car has gone about far. Great driving by the 161 of David Francis. The yellows have come on. It was Freddie Kinsella who got himself out of shape over on the back straight, and somehow the little Nissan Skyline missed him. And there might be a flat tyre, I think, for Freddie Kinsella. He's not going to the Inquiry Bay, he's just parking it. We're about to go green. Set for a dispatch. Barnwell, Jewell, Francis and the little Skyline, it's absolutely flying. Peter Herbert gives it a nudge. The Skyline goes underneath of Jason Jewell. He'll hardly see it. Well, this could be a major boil over. Jason Jewell's gone back to third place, and the Skyline's now out after the race lead. Jason Jewell on the outside of Peter Herbert, and David Padmore's come from last to be up there in fifth place. Down the main straight with 3 laps to go in heat 14. Can David Francis do it? He might get the opportunity here because Jack Barnwell is zigging and zagging while in the lead. Francis in second, Jason Jewell to come back at him. Peter Herbert in fourth place, then David Padmore. Out of Pittsburgh they come with 2 laps to go in heat number 14 of the Australian title. Jack Barnwell, Francis, Jewell and Herbert fighting it out down into turn number 1. Past the big crowd in the grandstand. Can the little Nissan Skyline pull off a remarkable victory? He's gone back a couple of car lengths. Barnwell's still in front. Herbert goes underneath of Jason Jewell, who's off the curb. It's anybody's race for the minor placings. It's still Barnwell in front. Here comes Herbert underneath of Jewell. They're both behind Francis down into turn 1. Paddles Padmore is fifth. The white flag has been and gone. Out of turn 2 the last time. Jack Barnwell, David Francis, then Peter Herbert, and then Jason Jewell. That's the order at the moment. Out of 3 and 4 the last time. And Jack Barnwell is going to prevail. Barnwell first. Francis, is he going to hang on? No! Peter Herbert got him on the line. Peter Herbert second, Francis third by 0.02 of a second. Jason Jewell is fourth, David Padmore, Barry Roberts, then Josh Davies. Michael McCaig is eighth, then Donna Vanzetti, and John Ryan completes the distance. It's Jack Barnwell, Peter Herbert and David Francis in a blanket finish.